What up guys, Blitz Vapes here with another video review, and this time we're going to take a look at this beauty, the Vaping American Made RIG mod Descendant. Let's go ahead, take a look at it up close. So here it is. When you buy your Descendant, you'll receive it in this beautiful little armor case. Alright, you got this little copper plate here. You can see the Descendant nicely sort of laser etched on there. You've got buy the RIG mod, certification of authenticity, and your serial number for your device that's inside the box. So this box, this plate is your proof that it's an authentic piece of kit. Okay, open this up here. And there she is, the RIG mod Descendant. This thing just looks beautiful. It's beautiful, deep engraving on here. You've got Descendant and then your serial number again there at the bottom. Button, there's this beautiful little knurled pattern on it, so it's something to actually grip onto. Different to every other RIG mod, we have a easily removable button, and the button itself is actually a little bit special, so we'll get into that a little bit later on. The device is a 24mm hybrid device, so that basically means you have to make sure you're using hybrid safe RDAs. I've got here the Turk, and what a hybrid safe RDA means is that your connection pin here is a static protruding pin. So basically that can't be spring loaded, that can't be squidgy or squishy. It has to sit above and protrude from the 510 threads here. Okay. Alternatively, you can get RDAs like this, which this is the Roughneck V2, and this is a hybrid RDA, so you wouldn't be able to put this onto a standard 510, as you can tell by the threads. So be careful with these kind of devices. You are the safety on these. You are that microprocessor inside. You need to make sure you know what you're doing. You need to make sure that you're being safe. So you've got this 510 hybrid adapter. If I can get this out. And this one isn't the one that I got with the Descendant because I've lost it. This is actually my V2. On the back here, you've got this beautiful big vent hole. So anything untoward was to happen, and the unlikely event that your batteries were to vent or anything like that, you've got this beautiful big hole there to basically help prevent and direct anything away from yourself. Okay. Quick note, when you're putting your batteries in, pretty much any mechanical device, you want to put your batteries positive down. Okay? You want the flat up at the top. Two reasons. Number one is your batteries are going to vent from the positive side. So if it did vent, then you're just going to blow the bottom of your device out and not your face, which is always a bonus. And secondly, you've got a nice big contact there. If you're using hybrid only RDAs, you can get a much nicer, bigger contact on the negative there as well. So, safety note plus a plus note. Alright, onto the button. And this is where it gets quite nice and interesting. This is a dual sprung button. Okay, I mean, first of all, let's just take a moment to look at the actual button art there. It is absolutely beautiful. I love that. A far cry from the older Vaping American Made buttons, which was just the Liberty Bell. And I've really gone to town and made that nice and just beautiful. So yeah, stop ogling over that. Okay. The button itself, like I say, is dual sprung. So as it stands now, there's no throw in this button. Okay, this is kind of a locking mechanism, kind of safety feature thingy. you've got this little red anodized aluminium. I think it's anodized aluminium. I don't actually know what to call this. To coin a phrase that was used in another review, actually, a wobble adjuster. And basically, what's going to happen once you put your battery in, the spring is gonna push. You see that pushing out the button there. So that's going to unlock the device as you tighten everything down, and then we're able to push the button on there. If I can get this off, I shall show you. Now, when I undid this the first time, it was very, very tight. So just be careful when doing it. I just persisted. I didn't use anything special. I just persisted, and eventually it came loose. So there it is. Okay. Got that lovely big firing pin there. There's that little wobble adjuster. There's a stainless steel spring. Yeah, that's got some nice tension in it. I can't remember what tension these are, but that's, yeah, not the easiest thing to throw down. You got the button housing, like I said, with that beautiful sort of knurled pattern around the edge. Nothing really interesting going on there. You've got the beautiful button. And then I have here, this is a silver spring. Now, when you originally buy these, they do come with the stainless steel ones. I think it's stainless steel. And I have to say, after putting this one in, 1,000 times better. The original spring, I did get some sort of misfires, some what I'd consider like half fires, where it's just like not vaping as much as it should do. But as soon as I've put this one in, absolutely no problem at all. And you know, it may just be me, I may have just had a dodgy spring. Putting it back together, we are going to go put your spring, so your load spring on there. It's going to pop there. Then you put your other spring on the top there, and this one goes in that way. So there's two ways to this. You got that, and then a thin side, so a thinner hole side there. So you want the big wide open side to be going up on this, and that goes down. And then we're just going to
give it a little twist if we can. She doesn't look like that. Wow. Come on. There we go. So it can be a little fiddly to get this thing back together. Like I said, the springs are not very forgiving. They are pretty taut springs. Just get the pliers out.
And there we go. So let's chuck a battery in here. Now I'm using a Sony VTC5A, just for the added safety and amp load on this. And one battery that I would highly recommend, especially for using single cell tubes, and especially if you're wanting to build quite low. So, like I mentioned earlier, with the button, what we're going to do is I'm going to show you with the roughneck. You're going to see that button starting to protrude out. So the reason why I say it protrudes out here is because of that red wobble adjuster thingy there. The roughneck has quite a long base to it, so that's why it's protruding out here. But you know, you stand that up, it's going to be fine. It's, you know, it takes a push to actually fire. It's not going to fire accidentally. And I really like using the roughneck, mainly because it's all matchy-matchy. But if I go ahead and put the MTech RDA on here, what I'm going to do, so obviously, like I said, make sure, protruding pin. pop your adapter on there, screw it down. Now you can see that the button is nice and flush. Nice and flush, and not an awful lot of throw at all. It's just literally a hair trigger. So really, really, really nice. Overall, I think they have excelled on this device. You know, it performs. Tell you what, let's go back up to FaceTime. I'll give my final thoughts on this thing. Alright guys, so yeah, I love this device. I really, really do. You know, it's, for me, one of the best made and sort of best designed mechanicals I've used. And like I say, that button, such a hair throw, and like I say, even with the roughneck on the top of there, it's not doing anything. It's not going anywhere. Effortless, easy. It's heavy hitting, it's hard hitting, but it's not, the builds that I use, they're not aggressive. I find with the rigs, I don't know whether it's because of the way I build or what, but I find that they're effortless devices. They're the kind of devices I use and you don't realise that they're hitting you hard until you breathe out and you're like, holy shit, where did that come from? It absolutely unreal. The build quality on these things, I've had my V2 now for over 2 years, my V3 for a year and a bit. This one I picked up at the Birmingham NEC Arena, the Vape Expo. I went there to buy this, so they haven't sent me this to review. I have bought this myself, and I do not regret paying the money. Now, price point on these things, if you're looking for cheap mechanicals, it's not the one for you. You're looking at, if you order from the States, you're looking at $190 for the tube, no RDA, just the tube. You're then looking at import tax, you're then looking at shipping, which can skyrocket that up to 250, 280 pounds, even 300 depending on what kind of shipping options you want. Getting the UK, I think they're going to be going for around about 185, 180 pounds. Again, for the tube on its own. Not a cheap mod. Is it worth spending that kind of money on a mechanical? Why does this perform so much better? You know what? I honestly think they have Rumpelstiltskin and Gandalf working in their factory, because it does perform amazingly. You know, however they've done it, whatever the materials, the quality of the materials they've used, has absolutely smashed this into what I consider a league of its own. It is a absolutely beautiful device. So, there it is guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. It has been a video on the Vaping American Made RIG mod Descendant. Be sure to give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you give me a thumbs down, let me know why, so I can make these videos better for you guys in the future. Also, pop us a follow on Instagram. Also, subscribe to this channel too. That helps. Pop us a follow on Instagram, which is blitz_vapes, and that is pretty much a day-to-day basis of what I'm using at the time, what I'm using, what juices I'm using, and stuff like that. So be sure to check that out as well. And guys, thank you very much for watching this video, and I hope it's given you a bit of an insight. I'm really not able to speak at the moment. I hope it's been a bit of a I hope it's given you some insight into what this device is and my personal thoughts on this device. If you've got a different opinion, as usual, comments down below. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Christ. Yeah, I think I'm done.